Welcome back to another Real Chums episode. This one we're opening up a new kind of series segment on the channel, and it's just news and what we're watching.
Yeah, I think we've gotten a couple of comments and messages. Thank you to those on like what recommendations we have and what's been top of mind for us. And so this is a new segment. It will kind of be that. It'll be unscripted. It'll be just us talking about what we've been watching and what we recommend.
As for some of the things I've been watching Reacher, and
how many episodes are out now?
I think we're at 5. I think 5, and I'm enjoying this new one. I think I'm a little. All the other Reachers, I kind of enjoyed each episode. This one, I feel like I'm liking this more than the previous season. It does feel more, it's very much the Reacher story. I've read this book and I really enjoyed it. I just love the fact that he's got this tiny little phone because like the man's huge, and so like he's got the Zoolite. It's like, is this phone for ants? But I also have been, The Pit. I cannot express how amazingly fantastic The Pit is.
Is that on Apple?
It's on Max. Okay. Yeah, so Max is it's a medical drama kind of built around a 24-hour or a shift, like medical shift.
Okay.
So every episode is 1 hour of that shift.
Oh, interesting.
And so it develops, and it's just so good. It's got like a little bit of house with the medical, like what's wrong because you're in ER. So they're like trying to like, what could this be the issue of? And they're trying to solve. The other aspect of this is got this like the medical of I don't know, some other medical drama that has to deal with like the politics, the hospital politics of like in this Pittsburgh hospital, they don't have enough rooms, and the upstairs management doesn't want to open up rooms even though because they don't have enough funding to man those stations. Okay. The ER is completely swamped. They have people like in the thing, and there's the emotional and the dramatic. Just so many good little things. It's really great.
Interesting. Okay, I'll add it to my watch list
for sure. And then obviously Severance is just top tier television. And
I still haven't seen.
I know, and you are gonna hate yourself.
No, I know, but I really enjoyed. For example, like I just last month or in January, I finally got around to Shrinking,
oh.
And I love that I was able to just like binge all 2 seasons, and I had a great time with it, and I love it so much, and I cannot wait for 2026 will be the next season. But I think I'm just going to do the same thing with Severance.
And that's fair. I think because I watched the first season, I'm committed to like the second season. Makes sense. And but the mystery of Severance is just it's fantastic, and go from there. But in other news, the only last thing I have to watch is I've been watching the Johnny Harris Colin and Samir episode. I'll leave a link in the description to that episode. It's just really great. Johnny Harris is a really amazing journalist here on YouTube. Him and his wife are a power duo, and they have a new company called the News Press or something. But they have like multiple people that they're doing this independent journalism style on YouTube and supporting that. Stories that aren't being told, and I think that's amazing because I think stories that aren't necessarily about the news cycle that we once knew is dead, and new broadcast news isn't going to do important things that give better context for us. That's what we want, and so I highly recommend even if I could tell that these individuals like they know they're friends, but also they're amazing at their craft. So really awesome episode. If you're someone like me who is in production or wants to do something different than the traditional medium, it's a great episode to check out.
That's cool.
You?
I finally started watching Win or Lose on Disney Plus.
Dude, fun time.
It is so good.
So fun.
It is so good. For long-time listeners, I've always criticized how I feel like Disney is in this rut of like, or Pixar specifically, on what are they doing animation-wise to like push the envelope, right?
Yeah.
I feel like they've been producing the same type of animation for the last like decade and a half, whereas other studios like DreamWorks and Sony are really pushing the animation style. Whereas this one, like, I love all the different animation they go with it, and the idea of like telling an event, a week-long event leading up to the championship game from different perspectives, and the metaphors of like how everyone views themselves and view others around them. Yeah. It is just It's so fun.
It's so fun. I stumbled upon it. I didn't put it on my list because I haven't watched the first 2 episodes.
The last 2 came out like on Wednesday, so I think they're at 7.
So I've only watched like the middle couple of episodes.
Okay.
So I haven't watched the first 2 episodes and whatever's like past, but because my daughter throws it on randomly.
6 episodes are out, but yeah.
Yeah, so I've only watched 3 and 4, and maybe 5 or maybe 2. Okay. I don't know a portion of it. But ever since it's been on, I've been like thoroughly impressed.
I'm just hooked. Like even from the first episode, I'd heard about the obviously this is like the first Pixar series that's not based on any of their previous IPs, and so like and I think they're at some point they like tweaked it because there was an LGBTQ character, and then they got scrapped. So like it's been on the news for a while, but it's really, really good. From the first episode, I was just like, what is this little, oh, you haven't seen it, but there's this little blob that like represents her like anxiety, and it's just so good and so smart and witty. I'm having a good time. It's one of these where, going back to Disney, I'm like, just let me see the whole thing. Why can't I binge it? Like, I want to see the whole thing and just watch it over.
I think this is the reason why I haven't watched it, because my youngest wants to just watch them, like she wants to get obsessed with it.
Yeah.
And when it doesn't have more episodes and the story's not done, it like ruins it for her. You know what I mean?
Especially in this format, because it's from different perspectives and we still don't know what happens at the end. Yeah. And so, I can see that. Yeah.
And so, like, it's the same thing. Did they do this? Did they release it all at once for
Dream Productions? They released all those at once.
We watched that one 3 times. Like, beginning to end, because they liked it. They kind of took a couple of days, and then like 2 days in a row, they like put it on and went from there, right? And so to me, I don't know. It's just I'm like, we're back to television, and I don't like it. I don't like it.
I finally got caught up with Welcome to Wrexham on Hulu.
Oh, I still have not watched that series. I know it's on you say it's great.
So good.
I'm sure I would love it. It's like a docu-series, right?
Yeah, it's a docu-series of Ryan Reynolds and Rob McElhenney bought a football soccer team out in Wales back in like 2020. Yeah. And it was Rob McElhenney from It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia who reached out to Ryan Reynolds and says, "Dude, let's buy this." It is just it's fun, and it's a docu-series about the team and them, but it's about like the town of Wrexham in Wales, this blue-collar town that's been shafted over and over again by its politicians, by the owners of the club, and then you have these individuals that are coming in and showing interest, and then like just watching it from season 1 to like now season 3, it's like not only has the club advanced, but like the town has become like this staple throughout the world because of all the publicity that Ryan Reynolds, say what you will, but the guy knows how to market his stuff.
Guys. Masterful.
Yeah, and so like it's become this, it's just so fun to watch. And it also follows like some of the citizens from the town that like, oh, that's so and so from the first season, and like you see them like in season 3, the oldest citizen of the town just turned 100. And like he's talking about like how he went to his first match when he was 7 years old, and like they do a whole segment on him and like what Wrexham means to him. And it's just now
you're like, I'm like,
like it's so emotionally, like it hits you so hard at times, and then like you're laughing, and then like you get invested in like the team itself. They originally started in like, so you have the Premier, okay, which is where like Chelsea, Manchester United, and all those play, but these guys are like on the 4th league, and like they explain how regulations work, how you get moved up league or how you get demoted down leagues. And right now they went up at the end of season 2 and then went up at the end of season 3, so they're like 2 leagues away from being in the Premier, and so like it's just fun.
I think the fact that like that is what's happened with this series. Could you just imagine them getting to the Premier League and then them competing and getting placed against Manchester or whatever? Yeah. Like the amount, like people from alone, this is one of those things where like you have to understand the marketing on this and like the perspective. Not only does this provide Hulu and whatever an amazing series for people to come in and invest in? Non-sports fan and sports fans alike will come in and enjoy the show.
Yeah.
It's also a real life story about underdog. And so like having this whole perspective brings the culture of soccer to us here in America, which, notoriously people are like, I would have arguments in high school of like people saying the Super Bowl is so much cooler than freaking World Cup. And I'm like, guys,
no.
World Cup.
Yeah, no, like it's just, I mean, when I started watching this when it first aired, I was just like the genius of like saying we're going to develop a docuseries following how we bought this, like our story, this underdog story. And yeah, like it's interesting because of like the dynamics that they're in. For them to like make it to the premiere, there's so much that goes into it, like sponsors, like building a better stadium, and all of that. Like I think that in this last season, they showed like a segment of someone like calculating, like for Wrexham to make it to the Premier League, it's gonna cost close to like $50 million.
Yeah,
in just like the infrastructure of what it means to become a Premier League team. Does Ryan and Rob have that kind of money? No, they don't. Like so, like it's like drama too.
I know.
It's just. It's so great.
But it's life.
But it's life.
With a little extra flavor.
Yeah, sure. Of course.
But that's good.
It's fun. Like, if you haven't watched it, like, get on it. It's like, I had a good time catching up on Season 3, and it always comes out in the fall, so I'm excited for the new Season 2.
I'm so pumped. I'm probably going to start it in 2 weeks, because I have some big projects.
Knew it.
But
lastly, I watched Paddington in Peru.
Did you love it?
I thought it was okay.
Oh, man.
It was good. It wasn't as funny as like the first two. Granted, Paul Keane, the writer and director for the first two, didn't come back because he was too busy with Wonka. But he did develop the story. He didn't write the screenplay. But like it's
still good.
It's still a great time.
Okay.
Like it is the best trilogy out there. Like I'll just say it.
It's so hard. It's so freaking heartfelt.
Like it's up here. Like the other ones are like up here. This one is just like slightly down.
Okay.
So like it's still good. But yeah, it's still a great time. I had a good time with it.
Well, that's awesome. Thank you guys for. We hope you guys enjoyed this little discussion. We want to know what you guys have been watching. So let us in the comments down below, and we'll see you on Sunday.
We'll see you guys.